Hi, fantasy book lovers, TGIF. This is Thank Gods It's Fantasy Podcast. We are Kayla, Veronica, and Brianna, three best friends who love talking about all things books, from the romance, the conflict, and of course, morally gray men. Every 2 weeks, we will be getting together to talk about our theories, opinions, and reviews of our current read. Please read along, join in, and be one of our book besties too. Welcome to our show, everyone. Today is actually the Friday before Mother's Day, so we're going to do a little Mother's Day special. We're really excited about it. Thanks for joining us. We're going to just talk about life and just kind of chill and relax. And even though motherhood is not chill and relax all the time, you know, sometimes it's good to take a moment for ourselves. But before we start, we'd like to just make a little announcement that a lot of the things we discuss, just because we all are adults, may be mature and have some explicit content. So if that's not for you, then get out while you still can.
Get out.
But first, get out. So for Mother's Day, we have a huge announcement. Bree, take it away.
I'm pregnant.
We're so excited to add a little one. She's been pregnant this whole time.
Pretty much the whole time.
We started. It's fine. Finally telling
Seriously,
people.
since we started.
Since we started. It's fine.
But now it's out. Not we, because I'm not pregnant, but she's willing to share with
We as a
everyone.
collective.
We as a collective are pregnant.
Oh my God, I can't.
We've
Veronica's
all
like,
been
"Fuck
experiencing
no."
the things. I know.
Yeah.
We've been experiencing all of the symptoms along with Bree. But yeah, we're really excited to add this new little member to our book bestie trio right here.
I know.
So we have a fourth member that's incognito.
Yep.
I know.
But
This
has
whole
been here the whole
time.
time.
I know. I think that's what's more fun about it is she really has been here the whole time. I know.
It's fine. Okay. So, I guess we can talk about, you've heard all of our stories before as far as like labor and pregnancy symptoms. Do you have any questions about any of it that maybe other people might want to know, or things that you're like, man, I wish someone would have told me?
Well, I'm 18 weeks and some change, so very excited to be out of the first trimester because that was garbage. Thankfully, sometimes I feel not so thankful about it, but no vomiting. God bless. Sometimes I think I would have preferred to, but I did not. Really, really bad nausea. So that was annoying. And of course, not just in the morning, because that is a lie. So that shit was all day. And then I feel like it really finally eased up closer to 15 weeks for me. I like to linger. I was a little afraid of it going well into my second trimester. Very grateful that did not happen. I mean, once in a while I still get a little, but way better than the first trimester. And then really otherwise, I'm just tired all the time.
It doesn't stop, girl.
No.
Because then you're tired for different reasons.
Yeah. It's just going to prep you.
I know, but all I do is sleep. I do nothing. I am normally a very productive human being. That's gone. I haven't seen her in a minute. Thank God for my husband who's been picking up some of my slack. I don't think he knows how to live this life though, because again, I'm normally very on top of household things since I do have a lot more time off than he does. And I was doing a lot of the yard work for a while now, not any longer. All you, my love. So he's thankfully been picking up my slack, dealing with my little mood swings that I have. Nothing too crazy yet. I'm sure it's going to get worse. God bless him. But no, it's been not too terrible. It's gone better. There was a moment I was really unsure about it, but it is eased up.
Yeah, if anyone's wondering why Bree was not super front and center in our social media other than obviously our podcasts. That is why, because she was in survival
Sleeping.
mode and
She was napping.
sleeping. And like doing the podcast alone were not
The
always very easy for you, but you got through them, which is so
No.
impressive.
There was definitely a couple. It was
Dicey.
rougher, and I took more of a back seat too, thank
Mhm.
God for you guys. And then yes, no, I definitely still slack-a-lacking on the social media.
Slack-a-lackin'.
I think I'll up the ante now that, I can involve my little pregnancy
Totally.
content in there too, because let's be
Mhm.
real, I have a lots of thoughts and feelings on pregnancy,
Yeah,
and
what
they're
book
not
got you
all
pregnant? That's what I wanna know.
Yeah.
what book. I don't know what I was reading at the time.
I mean,
It
you
was
guys were
after
Was that
were
our first
reading
pod?
Harry Potter.
I was not
Yeah,
reading Harry
but
Potter.
that's not what
Oh.
They were doing Harry Potter at night before bed.
Yeah, but this TMI. This was not a nighttime baby, okay? We had been awake. We were playing video games, if you really want to know. So this was our nerdy procreation here. Thank
Okay,
you.
wait. Okay, wait. Before you got pregnant, it's not like you were asleep at nighttime. Your sleeping was during the daytime-ish time
True.
anyway.
So it was still a nighttime baby.
But during my daytime hours, thank you. No, I really think it was during normal hours. It was not during nighttime.
Mhm.
Because I was playing video games with my brothers during like the
Oh, yeah.
afternoon and evening, remember?
Makes
Hey.
it sound weird if you were playing video games with your brother while procreating.
Okay, I was not actively procreating while playing video games.
You're like,
I mean-
hold please. I'm ovulating. I need 15 minutes. Hold on.
I mean, you guys I would not be surprised. You guys got that open dialogue in your family for sure.
I mean, that's really open.
That's
but,
very open.
No, I was not telling him about my ovulation that day. But no, not a nighttime baby, shockingly. That feels more on par with us, though.
You guys are young and newlyweds, and nighttime is not the schedule anymore. There's no babies running around interrupting you. You do it on your own time.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have
this
to be
is
a nighttime
true.
baby. Mm-hmm.
I
We
mean, but
can
I'm
whenever.
gonna be real. I feel like that kind of goes away anyway. Cause like nighttime, once I'm in bed, like going to bed, if my mind
Like,
is set to go to bed, I want to go to bed. So like come at me a few hours before that or middle of the
Don't.
day. Just like
Mm-mm. I'm
Veronica's the
surprised.
opposite.
I'm like, I'm sleeping. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, let's go.
yeah, that's you. Whereas I'm like a cranky fucking bear where I'm like, yeah, don't wake me
Not
up.
touchy. I was gonna say, I think that's me more now that I'm pregnant. I'm more like not touchy. Especially
Well,
when I'm
everything's so
sleeping,
sensitive.
'cause-
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. That too.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Not in a good
it's
way.
not like, exactly. It's not sensitive in a good way. It's like sensitive in a don't touch me kind of way. Love
Yeah.
you, but
Mhm.
no.
Or it hurts. Stop it.
Yeah. Sad day.
Okay. Sad day.
Oh my
But
god.
really though, sex life took a dive.
So it was daytime
Sadness.
sex and Harry Potter that got you.
It was
and
not
video
Harry
games.
Potter, y'all. Calm down. It was Harry Potter puts us to sleep. It does not put us in the mood. Okay.
I mean, it'd
You
be a
weren't
little
reading the
weird
right
if
Harry
it
Potter
did.
books.
That's true. Get you
Well,
some fan
Get
fiction.
some that fanfic. That's
All
true,
them
that's true.
dirty Harry Potter people. Mm-hmm.
Safe word is devil snare. That's a good
Is
one.
that in one of the books?
Yeah, that is
Oh my
actually a fan
God.
fiction book.
No, because I was probably reading Crescent City. I was probably prepping for
Mm-hmm. For
our
our
podcast
podcast.
at the time. So
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first one was not hot. It was a lot of
it had like
teasy.
It had a
Sprinkle.
hand sick like a hand scene,
a
but that's
handsy
it.
situation.
A handsy
Mhm.
situation, but
Mm-hmm.
I
mean,
remember all of
definitely.
us being like, really? That's all we're gonna get here?
We got more action of her walking around in her underwear than that scene.
But yeah,
Like,
no, not
anyway,
this was not a Harry Potter made baby. I just need to put that out there because I feel like that's a little weird for me.
it would be weird for me also.
Yeah. I mean, love Harry Potter. Not trying to make a baby to it, you know?
Didn't
No.
read Harry Potter, so
Controversial.
I haven't
You,
read it.
girl.
Again, I was
I
too
know.
old. I was already past that age where it wasn't like
I
interesting
know.
or something that I wanted to do, and I didn't want to jump on that bandwagon.
Girl, it's interesting at any age. I promise you, even if you did it, you would still.
Okay, hold on. I still can't get through Throne of Glass.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
still in chapter 7 of the second book, and I don't even know what the second book is called because I can't even open it because I'm just like, I can't read this.
Well,
And
yeah,
everyone
and you
loves
keep
it,
finding,
and I can't.
and you keep finding better, smuttier books to read. So,
Oh my
here we
god.
are. Here we are.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's so good.
I just know if you got into those characters, they would wreck your fucking life.
Like make me
Oh, Throne of
cry?
Glass.
Oh, happy tears, sad tears, all the
Oh.
yes, you feel everything.
But I think I just can't. It's just so long, and I just can't do it.
They are so good, though. It's
So fucking
I get
good.
it. I really get it because it does. It takes a lot to get into.
It's 3 books to get into. Everyone keeps saying just wait till the 4th book. I'm like, why did you force yourself to? It's like for me, it's like when people are like, oh yeah, beer is so good. I'm like, but you had to go through the whole piss taste first before you got used to it to enjoy it. Why would you ever force yourself to do that?
That's why I don't drink coffee either. I can't get through the bitter. I'm sure if I did it enough, I'd acquire a taste, but
Whereas
nah.
I have acquired a taste for all of said things. Wine, beer, coffee. Bring it on.
Throne of Glass.
Do I need to suffer a little to get there? I'm down. I'll suffer a little bit.
Oh, so that's your stick. You like a little suffering.
Yeah, I guess I need to suffer a little. You're gonna suffer, and then you're gonna be happy about it.
Not me. I'm like, no, I got time. I got other things that can make me happy real quick. I need that instant gratification. Yeah. You know?
I cannot.
Fine. Anyways, so Kayla, what kind of babies do you have?
Oh.
No way you asked that.
Best transition out there. Am I doing like my birth stories and stuff, or what am I doing?
We're talking about what book did you read to get pregnant?
Oh.
What kind of babies are those? What kind of babies?
During Emery Zone was probably fan fiction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It was
girl.
deep in my Harry Potter fan fiction age. Allison. Well, guys, what were we doing?
Was it chapter 45? 35? 35.
55. Girl.
Dang it!
Girl.
He knew it ended in 5. That's good.
Honestly, that's impressive. No, because I read ACOTAR closer to Emery time.
It
But
doesn't mean you didn't do a reread.
oh yeah, 100% did a reread. But I'm trying to think what else I would have been reading at that time. I don't remember. What about you, V?
I didn't read any books getting pregnant. I just had sex.
Oh.
I was gonna say, would you even remember if you were reading a
Yeah.
book?
No.
And then in addition to that, with your babies, what other baby do you have, V?
Oh, my grandbaby? I didn't have to help with that one at all.
Mm-hmm. You did not help with that one.
What?
So like you have all the stages like covered. Your baby having babies, getting married, all of that. Your baby being away, but then your 2 babies being at home. Like,
yeah, I've been doing this
You
way
got
too
them all.
long.
yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Way too long. Over
said
25
pro.
years. No,
You're
no
a
matter
pro.
how long you've been a mom, you are never a pro. Things are always
No.
changing. Your kids are always so freaking
True that.
different. And just the times in your life that when you actually have your children influences so much of who they are because of who you were then also as a person. like what
Yeah.
you could afford, the
Yep.
hardships that you had, like if you were able to have a good job. I was going to school, like with my first two, I was finishing high school and finishing college. And then with
Yep.
my and then I got my nursing degree. Then with my last two, I was just trying to get a job and that worked less hours so that I was tired of
Yeah.
working. I was tired of going to school and I was tired of working and I'm just tired. I just want to
Yeah.
sleep all the time like Brie, but I don't want to
Yep.
be pregnant and doing that.
Well, that's valid.
I'm just so
I mean,
tired.
Yeah.
let's be real. I was sleeping all the time before I was pregnant too.
Because that's like my dream. I just want to sleep all the time. It's so bad that whenever
Right.
my kids have like those happy Mother's Day things that they write out, what's mom's favorite thing to do? Sleep. Where can you find mom whenever in bed? And I'm like, gosh damn
Hey,
it.
that's better than mine, where Emery said my favorite thing to do is say bad words. I was like, what the? I literally was like, what the shit? I was like, oh,
You right.
you ain't
You right
wrong.
though.
But like, girl, you don't gotta out me like that to your whole ass class. Damn it.
I mean, I feel like mine could be either of those. Let's be real in the future. That feels on par. Either
Oh.
sleeping or swearing.
Or
both.
the other thing that she outed me for was my other favorite thing is to eat candy in bed.
I'm telling you, any of these could be
All
mine.
that.
For sure.
Damn. She did me dirty on that one.
You know, kids are just very honest. You gotta love them.
Mhm.
Brutally honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
today she was pointing at Kyle's. My husband has a. Sorry, Kyle, if you're watching this. Has like a bald spot back here, and she was just like sitting there poking it, and it's like, Daddy, you're going bald.
Oh my god, I love her. She kills me.
She's a
Oh,
savage.
confidence builder right there.
Yeah. That's one thing between my two kids. Like I've got my older sassy girl that she's very independent.
Mhm.
Independent but not. Like cuddles on her terms, everything's on her terms, but yet she wants mom to entertain her
Mhm.
and is super sassy, has always kind of kept me on my toes, and as soon as she got of an age where she was using that mouth of hers, things got a little bit harder. Girlfriend,
I know.
put me
There are
through
times
it.
where when I'm FaceTiming with Kayla and we're both like, save me. No, don't even save me. Save them because I'm about to fuck their shit up, right?
Yeah. Our two will just start yapping at each other and not even coherent things. It's like, hi, poopy, poopy, poopy head, poopy, 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 perp.
Oh, yep.
And
Oh,
they just do that back and forth to each other. And we're like, did we call
they're
each other to
cracking
talk to
up
us?
laughing. Yes. No,
God.
they don't want to talk to us. They didn't want us
No.
to talk to each other. But now Connor's like moved past, mostly past the whole poopy thing. Connor's my youngest. He's going to be 7 here in June. Now he's all about skibbity toilet. Skibbity, skibbity, skibbity toilet. And I'm like, what does that mean?
The
You
shit
don't
they
know what that
bring home
means?
from school.
No, it's my
I don't
fault.
know.
It's 'cause
I
let
think
him
some of
watch
that's just from
YouTube.
his own little brain. Like
It's
YouTube.
YouTube.
Don't ever do YouTube
Skibbity.
for your kids. Fuck.
Nope, they do it anyway. They're gonna
Yeah, they're
find
gonna
it.
do it anyway.
at a
Everyone's gonna do
certain
it.
point, you can't.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like-
God. Yeah, Emma's definitely because she does the like, oh my gosh. Like she'll do the Valley Girl talk, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Oh.
Yeah.
It's
that
fine.
sounds
It's not triggering at all.
fun.
And then on the flip side from her, I've got my Klingon, my 3-year-old. I like to tell people that he would reattach his umbilical cord to me if he could. He would go back home because he wants mommy all day, every day, constantly. But then will like independently go and play for like an hour and a half in the playroom and be completely fine. So it's like a weird juxtaposition between the two of them. They're very, very different.
But I love them. They're so freaking cute.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. It's
And
just
they love
fun.
Bree so much. Oh, they love
I
Bree
love
so
both of
much.
you guys so much. What are
Auntie
you talking about?
Bree, so
Auntie
cute.
V, like, and it's funny because it sounds so similar. You're not even sure which one they're calling. Sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
which one?
Or whenever
Yes.
we're over at
The
Kayla's
E is
house,
all
they're
I
like,
hear.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, will you put me to bed, NTE? And we're like,
Yeah.
I'm like, they're not asking me.
Yeah.
I've already put somebody to bed. Bree, that's you. I'm
Yeah.
like, you go put them to bed.
That's true. Bree
Yup.
gets sucked into putting them to bed almost every single
Will
time
you read me a story,
she's over.
Bree?
But it's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yep.
She's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this now because I see you. This is gonna be you someday. She's gonna
You
get
will
us
return
back.
the favor.
Yeah, she's gonna get us back for it. But that's fine.
Meanwhile, Bree's grooming my 10-year-old, almost 11, in May,
That sounds horrible.
to
That
be
does
a
sound horrible.
babysitter for her unborn child.
Gotta start them young. I don't
But
know.
us talking
Grooming.
personalities when it comes to our children, she is
The
very
one who could,
responsible.
actually.
So sweet with younger kids. Like if
Yes.
Elsa
Yes.
needs anything, all of a sudden it's Alea that's walking him down the stairs, holding his hand, making sure he gets what he needs. And her with Connor, so sweet. Like, yes, of course, they get
I
at
know.
each
You
other.
fight.
They get at each other like all siblings do, but she's very
Yes.
protective of him.
Oh my gosh. I just want to choke them both sometimes. They're always telling on each other. And I'm like, are you dying? Like, what? What do you want me to
Maybe.
do about it?
Yep.
But no, she's also just gonna like hit that age at just the right time. You know?
That
Like,
is true.
She'll take
like
her
she's
CPR and babysitting class, and she'll be ready to just.
well, and I just she's just so responsible. Like, even now, I'm like,
Yep.
she's just gonna be good.
Yeah, she will be good.
Yeah, no, she loves you too, Brie. And so as soon as like that whole seed got planted, I remember like her first school, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? She's like, a babysitter. And I was like, Brie?
No.
I really have groomed her. I'm so sorry. You make it sound like I've done this every time I come over. It really like was like a couple times, and then I let it go, and she's really stuck with it, which I appreciate, truly.
The
They
impression you
fixate.
left was great.
You say
Oh,
one
yeah.
thing, they fixate. That's for damn sure.
Mhm.
Emery, now that, as soon as she found out that Auntie Brie was pregnant, was starting to get all the questions. Well, how is Auntie Brie pregnant? And how does a baby get in her belly? And, everyone's like, when you talk to kids about blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I'm not giving her the birds and the bees yet. She's 6, guys. Calm down. But they're like, talk about anatomical. And I'm like, okay, well, women are born with a certain amount of eggs in their body. I'm like, and it's not like a chicken egg, it's a different egg. So now I get questions every day. But how are the eggs in their body? How does that happen? I'm like,
You're like, why? Why did I start this?
and then she said, well, Elson, you're not going to have babies. You don't have any eggs.
I mean,
I was like, okay, yes. And I was like, do I want to say this? Do I not want to say this? I don't want to say this. Hopefully
Not
she
yet.
won't want to ask questions. But I was like, babies are half mommy, half daddy. And I was like, please don't ask why or how. Just leave it at that.
We just sporadically, lay an egg in our uterus and say it's time.
Yep. I was like,
You
ma'am,
fertilize it with love.
that is one of the things that you don't get prepared for in motherhood. The wild ass questions that come way earlier than you ever expect them, and you're just like, how do I go about this?
Yeah.
Or when they say their first curse word and you're like, oh, that's cute, but fuck, I'm in trouble now.
Yeah. Yep. And both of mine, their first curse words they used appropriately. Like Elsa's truck. Or like his train fell off the track and he went, "Fuck!" And I was like,
Well,
It's
you're
cute
not
and you want to
wrong.
laugh.
"Kyle, that's you. That wasn't me."
I know. I wonder what first bad word little Blippi's gonna say.
Probably
Probably
fuck.
fuck.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
probably.
do love that one.
But do you think you'll
Feels
be
like
a
heaven.
do you think
A
you'll
no
be
swearing mom.
no, like no word is a bad word in your house kind of thing?
Oh, like how are we gonna go about bad words? Like you can say bad
Yeah.
words in our house, but not outside of our house.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm okay with that idea, honestly. As long as again it doesn't continue to translate outside the home. Obviously, if they keep taking it out, we're gonna have to come down a little harder on that.
Mhm.
But oh my god, can you imagine my mom though? My mom would be shook
Mhm.
if my sweet little daughter swears in front of her though.
But what would
I
she
mean, you
say?
keep her on her toes, I feel like. I mean, you're
Yeah, but
real in front of her.
Different.
But I still barely swear in front of her. It's more like a, "Oh, I let that one slip on accident. My
Yeah.
bad." And
I
thank
don't in front of my dad either. He's not a
thankfully
big
not.
fan of
Thankfully, my
swears.
mom's a little hard of hearing, so a lot of times she just doesn't hear it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it'll be
So
fine.
I can kind of get away with it. But you know, I just
You
feel
can
like when a
just
kid
say
swears, it's very obvious.
no, because you'd be like, no, they said fox.
Oh,
It was fox.
you remember what she was doing. She'd look at me and go, "Fox, fox, fox." Mommy, I didn't say a bad word. I said fox. And I was
Oh
like,
my god.
it's calmed down, I feel like, quite a bit.
Her sass.
Yeah. Her 3 and 4 years were
No,
trying.
it's terrible threes. I stand by this. Terrible threes. Not twos. Twos are still cute. Threes are testing the limit, and I want to stomp on them. I just want
Yep.
to stomp on
Yeah.
them and choke them a little bit.
I feel
That
like I more
I
consistently hear threes
that is
than
a hill I
Yes.
will also die on 100%.
Yeah.
My 3-year like 2-year-olds were still fine. Sure, they had tantrums and stuff like that, but it was more like frustration that you weren't fully
Mhm.
understanding what they needed. Whereas
Yeah.
Mhm.
with 3, they really like knew by then. Damn, Emery on her 3rd birthday told me she hated me for the first time. And then when I
And there they
started
came early.
and then when I started crying, she laughed at me.
I forgot about that. You told me that.
I promise. I don't mean to be painting my daughter in a bad light. She is a very lovely human and really, yes, she had some rough times, but she's not a narcissist. And she was just 3, and I think I don't know, probably didn't give her something that she wanted. But no, she's a very lovely little human. She just has her moments. And
Well, and we
even
keeping
like,
it real,
yeah,
Mhm.
like for the most part, all your kids are pretty good. Like they're really not little tyrants overtaking your homes. Like they have their moments, and we
Mhm.
just really remember those.
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, think
Really,
about it. You always remember the bad more than you remember the good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
For that
Yeah.
one moment, we've had 1,000 good
yeah,
moments, you know,
yeah.
otherwise. And
Yeah.
even like Elson, my sweet, sweet
Ugh.
boy, who I did not think ever make me mad, honestly. I went the first 2.5 years of his life probably thinking he could never do anything to make me mad. And then he turned 3 and he even still like has his moments all the time. And he's kind of, well, he's so much better now. But for a while there, like a solid 6 months, he was rotten to Kyle.
Mhm,
Have you Bree,
mhm.
obviously if anyone doesn't know this about us, I feel like you probably do at this point. We're all NICU nurses, neonatal ICU nurses. Have you felt that yet at work? Like it's kind of weird. I mean, you're not there, you're not age of viability yet, but it is kind of weird knowing that pretty soon the babies that you're taking care of at work are the same size, same gestation as the baby inside of you. Have you
Yeah.
thought about that much, or hasn't really?
Not so much yet. I definitely think obviously that'll be coming soon.
Yeah,
And then I feel like I do think about the age of viability more than
the
the
average.
normal average human being. Cause like one of the things, like a few people know the name we have tentatively selected for her, but I'm very weird about sharing it before. But I haven't really told you. I know you guys know. My mom remembers from a conversation, but others I have not told anyone. Like,
Oh,
Mm.
I'm sorry. I thought you said tentatively, like you're gonna change it. I'm like, what? What do
no,
you
no,
mean
no,
you're gonna
no.
change it?
I was
Okay.
wondering what
Okay.
that face was. I was like, "Why are you why?"
I
I
know. I
thought
was
that
like,
was like a you don't know what it is. I was like, "Girl, we have known this for years."
yeah, because it's
Years.
like the girl name we've chosen for years now. If we were gonna have a
Yeah,
girl, um, but I don't want to tell anyone until she's a viable age, and like
I
that's
get that.
probably weird for
Mm-hmm.
some people to hear. They're like, "Oh, you're not assigning it yet?" Nope.
Yeah, I get
Sure,
that.
sure am not. And probably not till like 25 weeks will I actually feel okay calling her that. Like I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
very in
yeah,
my head about it
yeah,
because of what we do.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
I just feel like yes, technically at 22 weeks she could be okay, but I will feel a lot better come 25, 26 weeks. And even still
100%.
then you better stay freaking in there, but I'll feel better about it.
Yeah,
Um but yeah, it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Do you have a name?" "Yep, sure do."
yeah,
What is
I do,
it?
but
Not telling you.
"Oh,
nope.
nope, not today." Eventually, maybe. We'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see when I finally feel ready. Maybe
yeah,
never. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah.
I know. I think
Uh,
a lot of people with social media, they feel like they have to like make this huge announcement all the time. As soon as they find out they're pregnant, they need to have a gender reveal. It's like such a big show these days.
yeah,
Yes.
I think it's nice to have a little secret to yourself. So even if you are
Yes.
just waiting for a specific gestation or you just want to keep it to yourself and actually have something private between you and your select few, keep it.
yeah,
No one, whatever, screw everybody else.
yeah.
I
Well,
know that's
and I
all that
mean,
matters.
Yeah.
Kayla and I know that's all that
clearly,
matters.
We
yes,
sorry, David. We may or may not have found out before her husband.
sure did. So lucky myself, I found out at 3 weeks. So that was fun. So I feel like I've been pregnant for forever already,
Yeah.
but I woke up and I just felt weirdly nauseous. And don't get me wrong, I have some weird stomach issues, but normally some
Mhm.
intense nausea is not amongst that. And I was like, what are the odds? Again, we had just started trying. This
Mhm.
was our first round of trying. Yes, we were doing the ovulation sticks. Yes, it does suck out the fun, but was doing all the things because I just know too much. And I was like, 3 weeks? No fucking way. But I had one of the early little pregnancy tests and I was like, sure, I'll pee on a stick, whatever. Peed on it, set it to the side, really thought nothing of it, just felt like garbage. And I was like, that's weird. And then that
We
shit
were
came back positive so fast.
we were getting ready for work, right? All 3 of us.
Yes.
You knew you were
Because
seeing us that night.
yes.
Mhm.
And it came back positive so fast. And I was like, no. I was in such denial. I was like, no way. We tried. No, no. Because I just have had people around me that have had some fertility issues. So I just was very much of the mindset like it takes a little while. I mean, average time, it takes like
Mhm.
6 months. So I'm not thinking
Oh.
one and done. Like, not thinking that. That is not hopeful, sure. But, and again, 3 weeks, why would it be positive?
Mhm.
So then, because I had been doing ovulation sticks, they come with lots of pregnancy sticks as well. So then I peed on another because I was like, nah, let me just pee on a normal one. Yeah, that shit came back positive hella fast too. So the hormones were hormoning that day already. And
Mhm.
yeah, I needed to tell somebody before I went to work. with these two lovely ladies. And my sweet husband works evenings, so his ass was at work, and I'm not about to call him and tell him over the phone because that feels lame.
Well, and you
But I
had a
had to
plan.
Yes, I had a
Yeah.
tentative way I wanted to do it, and so I had to tell somebody. I couldn't live with that and not with nobody knowing when I was just shook that it was positive. I was like, "No way! What are the odds?" And so, yeah, I FaceTime these two, and thankfully they both actually answered because sometimes that does not happen either.
I
You
think
both
my ass was
actually
still in
answered.
bed. Like, I was, like, in the dark. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, wait, we're doing
I
this.
was
Yeah,
getting
Gotta
ready
get
because I
up."
was charged. And
yeah,
then
Yeah,
because
you
you
were
were
already
already
in
getting
getting
bed.
yeah,
ready. Yeah.
And
And
then like
meanwhile,
we were just
my like
chatting though. We were just chatting for like 10 minutes and I'm like,
at
wait, you
least.
called me for a reason. Like, what's up? What's going on? You're like,
well, because like it took Kayla a little bit to get up, and I was like shaking still. I still could not fathom. And so then of course I showed it to you guys and was bawling, and we have some very cute little
lots of
pictures of that moment
squealing.
still where I'm just like freaking bawling telling you guys.
They're not cute
Um
pictures.
they're
No.
not cute pictures. They are raw and real and unedited, everyone.
Yeah.
And so yes, you guys knew first, and then of course I had told my husband the next morning when he was at home, but then his ass, oh my god, he was funny too. So sometimes, because he works evenings and I work nights, and so sometimes in the morning he'll get up with me and have a little breakfast, so we get a little time with each other. And normally he's more game for that. Of course, this morning he was out cold, and I was like, "Oh no. How am I going to get his ass out of bed?" He's normally so willing.
Mhm.
Was so not willing. And I was like, "Of course." The one time I'm like, "Get your ass up." So he could not fathom why I was so insistent on breakfast, because usually I'll just let it go. I'll be like, okay, fine, like sleep. I'll just grab something and whatever. And I was like, get up and have breakfast. I was so intense about it. And
Oh my
so
gosh.
finally, because I was trying to figure out how I wanted to go about it exactly, I had my little, pregnancy stick, and then I had it in my pocket so he couldn't see it because I was still wearing my scrubs. And so I was like, okay, do I just throw it at him? Like, set it on, like, how do I want to go about this? And again, his groggy ass, I was like, is he gonna even realize what I'm trying to do?
Mhm.
Like, gonna ignore it. It's just gonna be sitting there for God knows how long. And so finally he was wearing a sweatshirt, and I like sneakily slipped it in his pocket while I like gave him a kiss or something. I don't remember. And so he was like, why did you want breakfast so bad? And I was like, check your pocket. And so then he checked his pocket, and it was very cute. He was also quite surprised in a very joyful, less less shook than I was kind of way. He was just like, oh my god, yay. And I was just like, we did it though. Like,
It happened.
why are you not more surprised? I still
Yeah.
am in denial, sir. And you're like, oh my god, yay. And like, this boy wanted to tell everybody probably that same day. And I was like, sir, no.
Because let's be real, homeboy would have impregnated you the second he met you.
I mean,
If there's
yeah,
a
pretty
love at
much.
first sight, it
Yeah.
was him there. So
And if not love, then fucking lust. He was like, yeah,
I
I was getting that
mean,
one pregnant. Look
Yeah.
at those hips.
look
That's
at
all
those
mine.
birthing hips. Let's go. I mean, honestly, though.
not
But
wrong.
yes, not wrong. Whereas, like, I had gotten out of a relationship where he didn't want them. And so I had to I was very okay either way. And so going into this one where he adamantly wanted one, I was like, and okay, reprogram how life would look.
Yeah.
Totally fine with that. That is not something I'm unopposed to. I don't want anyone to feel like I got pressured into this. I did not get pressured. I'm very willing, very happy. But it was quite the mind shift change. Very excited for motherhood. It's not like I'm not excited now, but
I'm excited for your motherhood.
Oh Lord. Are you ready to see me?
I am excited to see this change in you. I think you're going to be an excellent mom, only because you're such
Mhm.
a good auntie to our kids anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see David with his own children, because just seeing him interact with our kids, he
Yeah.
just, you guys are
Yeah.
just loving people.
Yeah.
I am this sounds terrible. I am more excited to see him with our kid than anything else, I think. Like,
I think that's
yes,
natural.
but
Yeah.
like that's probably my number one thing. And I feel like a lot of people are like, I'm so excited to meet her. I'm so excited for this. I am so excited to see the joy on his face with this baby.
He
Like
has been
that
waiting for this baby since
Mhm.
2 weeks into meeting you, girl.
Yeah.
bitch, he wanted one before he met me. Let's be real about that. This
Yeah.
boy has wanted a baby for a long
I know, but
time.
with you,
Yes.
with
Well,
you.
yes, with me,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
But
100%.
I just know how much joy that man's gonna have when having a
Mhm.
baby. And I tell this to my mom all the time, and it's terrible and really not true. But as soon as this baby comes, I am chopped fucking liver. This daughter of ours will be his favorite, and I will be an afterthought. I swear to
No,
God.
I
No,
don't think so. But yes,
he's
he's
really
gonna
special.
be wrapped around her little finger 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Mhm,
100%.
mhm.
which is why he
But
was so nervous about a girl, because he knew he'd be whoops.
I feel like it's gonna be even more so how, like, loving and, like, adoring he is with you now. It's gonna be
Oh
even
yeah.
more so of, like, "You brought this to like, we made
Yes,
this.
I do think that.
You gave me this gift,"
Yeah.
and I feel like it's gonna be like, "I'm gonna
Such
shower with
gratitude toward.
you with even more love," because it, like,
Yeah, I could
that's
see
the
that.
type he is, you know?
Yeah, very much. I mean, he's such a family man, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
well, because even with me now, he's just so sweet and
Mhm.
doting and, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, you're bump," and I'm like,
Mhm.
"You like it?" And he's like, "Oh my god, yeah," and I'm like, "Okay."
Guys have, like
I
I
know.
I'm it's gotta be like a primal, innate, like,
Something.
genetic thing because guys have a thing about seeing their ladies pregnant.
Yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
does.
It's like like, they love it, I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
Like, what's
which
wrong with you?
thank God, because I don't know that I love it.
You're like, "I feel like a whale," and you're over here like, "Oh my god, you look so good," and you're like,
I do not feel good though, but thank you.
But okay, hold on. Since we're talking about not feeling good, what changes
Mhm.
of your body have you
Everywhere.
despised? What? Because
Not despise. I don't despise everywhere. I am definitely a whole body change situation, which I think a lot of women are, but I am not the petitest of women, and I am fine with that. I'm a curvier girl, not super
"Mhm,
like crazy, but got the
Mhm.
hips and the butt. Now I got the boobs, which grew too fast, and I did not love that change. Honestly, I was very happy being part of the itty bitty titty community, and I'm a little sad about it still. I am much less so in that community now until they eventually, flatten to pancakes again. But
No, just wait till
um
they get massive porn star status when you start lactating, girl.
I don't
yeah,"
want it.
and then
Yeah,
your
like
baby suck
you.
all that out of you, and
And
then,
then
yeah, "You did just
Hey.
sad little pancakes.
it's a potato in a sock.
I'm a potato."
Oh my god, stop. I mean, it
What
keeps me
that's gonna be.
realistic about it though. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not of the mindset. Like, I keep telling David, enjoy it while you can. They're going away.
yeah. Or
They,
don't because they off limits right now. Because don't touch them.
well,
Sensitive.
I mean, very much of that, which was already sensitive, but god damn, pregnancy made that so much worse. Don't even look at them, sir. I can feel your eyes grazing them.
Yeah.
Look away.
Wait till the milk
No,
comes.
I am not
Oh my
ready.
god, that letdown situation, girl.
I
Girl.
am so scared. I'm scared for breastfeeding. I just think
It's
about my poor
painful.
sensitive nipples already.
Breastfeeding is painful. I don't know. Yes, okay. Eventually when you get it like once you get your calluses on your nipples and your areolas, it's better. But the first time someone attacks your boob and tries to like chomp on it, and they got no idea what's happening, they're like
Mm.
fighting, right?
God, my nipples hurt
No.
just thinking about it.
It is painful.
Okay, that's what I think, like, for
Uh,
V and I mean, because it was probably the same way for Veronica, being the first, like, of our friends at the time having kids. So, like, with Emery, I was the first of my friends at the time having kids. So I didn't really have, like, an example or close people to me to go off of, and V, you probably felt the same way at the time.
I didn't have friends. I don't talk to people. Introvert.
True, true.
You're also young.
You're also young. I feel like we try to keep it really real. Like,
Yeah.
I felt so vastly unprepared for my first, while simultaneously being like, "Oh, I'm a NICU nurse. Like, I know how to do a diaper, and I know how to take care of babies, whatever. I've been teaching people for years how to breastfeed." No.
Mm-mm.
Girl. No, you don't know
Mhm.
until you've done it. 100%. It's like the hardest thing, one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life, both mentally and physically. Definitely mentally, though. Like, it
Mhm.
takes such a toll on your body and being touched all the time. Um, but I mean, I think that's for us is we try to keep it really real so that like
Mhm.
expectations are appropriate, and then
Yeah.
also less surprises, and then also just giving people as much freaking grace as you possibly can. Because I feel like that's like motherhood is about giving yourself grace first, because you're gonna mess up, you're not gonna do
Mhm.
everything right. You're gonna
Yeah.
be so damn hard on yourself all the time. It
Uh-huh.
continues for the rest of their life. Like it just never goes away.
Yeah.
So I think just trying to like really support any new mom that's coming. I'm like, ask me anything you want. There are no weird questions, no TMI questions, no shameful questions. Like if
Yeah.
you want to be
Mhm.
like, hey, my kid was a freaking asshole today, say it.
Yeah.
Because that's what like
Yeah.
that's being real, and just
Yeah.
keeping it real, I think, has been like really important for us, because I think we didn't have that and we struggled so much in the beginning, and we like I always want to
Mhm.
make new moms feel very empowered, even with my patients, when I'm talking to our parents like, hey, this is hard, and it's okay to be like, this is really
Mhm.
fucking hard.
Yeah.
Every day, it's a different
Mhm.
challenge. It's it can be beautiful and simultaneously hard. You can have
Yeah.
prayed for this baby and wanted them so bad and still be like, "Fuck, what?" Like, have that moment of like, "Should we have done this? Was I prepared?" Like,
Yeah.
all
Mhm.
of those feelings are gonna happen. So I think,
Yeah.
like, that's that's always been kind of big for both of us. Like, whenever we're
Yeah.
talking to you
Anybody who asks us.
or anyone. Yeah.
And I think it's important too that give advice when advice is asked for. Don't
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
I hated when people would be like, "Oh, well, you should do this." I'm like, "Well, I didn't ask you."
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
wasn't asking for your help. I didn't need your opinion. Yes, I
Mhm.
know and I understand that sometimes it takes a village to raise a child or to help a mom through
Mhm.
pregnancy, but sometimes we're at our limit with the amount of advice that we get from people who are not in our lives, just random strangers who want to touch you all over
Yep.
Yeah.
and, you know, stay in your lane. We'll ask you for help if we need it. Yes, some moms do need help and they're too afraid or they don't realize that
Mhm.
they needed help. I had postpartum depression really bad and I
Mhm.
didn't even know it. I didn't know. I don't know how I didn't know it. No one else brought it up to me.
'Cause you were
I
in it. Like, I think it's hard to
Yeah.
know when you're in it.
That
I just thought I was tired because I had a job. I was working night shift. I just finished. I just thought it was just life, but no, I had it so bad. And at that moment, I probably needed someone to
Yeah.
um come and
Say,
help me then.
"Hey."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the other stuff like, "Oh, you shouldn't be changing a diaper like that." Like, "No, fuck you. I don't need to be using this reusable nappy. If I wanna use wipes, then I'll use wipes. If I wanna use whatever, then I will. Just
Yeah.
whatever." And
I
plus we have a
totally
Unless
little
you're
agree.
kids.
asking. Yeah.
And it starts in pregnancy. I had
Mhm.
like like
It
some
starts
of
before pregnancy. Are you kidding me? When
oh,
people telling you
totally.
pee in an ovulation stick. Did you try this? You should do it this way if you're trying to
Yeah.
have a boy. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I remember, like, yeah, the inappropriate touching. One, would you ever go up to, like, anyone and just touch their stomach?
Literally
I wouldn't touch
never.
anybody, period. Any
Yeah.
part of their body. A stranger,
Yeah.
no.
So,
But
like, the
I
random coming and touching a belly, like, I get pregnant bellies are cute and there's a lot of people that are drawn to them, but then, like, I had people asking, like, "Are you getting an epidural? Are you having a C-section? Are you gonna get in?" Like, all these, like, when you think about it,
kind of invasive.
very invasive personal questions. Are you
But what
gonna
does it matter?
breastfeed? Are you
Yeah.
gonna, and it's
Well,
like, I don't, like, I don't know. And from not people that are super close to me, and even a
yeah.
lot of them were actually even men, where I was just like, it's just your body doesn't feel like your body already sometimes when you're pregnant, where you're like, I'm giving everything to someone else, and then the questions and yeah, it
Well,
can be
and, like,
interesting.
what's sad is a lot of times these questions are asked with judgment already in
Mhm.
Yeah.
place. If you
Mhm.
say the wrong thing, just
Yeah.
wait.
Yep.
Ask it and don't say anything if you're
Mhm.
gonna ask it. And again, be a close friend, don't just be a stranger. That's fucking weird. Thankfully, have not had any inappropriate touching yet. Again,
Mhm.
she's
Bigger
still a little
belly, the more they want
she's a
it.
she's a small bump at the moment, God bless, but, yeah, I'm not ready for that.
Mm-mm.
I am not like, I don't really have much of a bubble, but when a stranger comes up oof, I don't know how I'm gonna react, y'all.
Mhm.
And
Stranger
again,
danger.
I'm too nice is part of it, so I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, I think I could be a bitch. I think it could go either
Those
way.
hormones.
Yeah. Um, I went through my postpartum depression manifests as it's postpartum anxiety that
Yeah.
then leads to depression, but really it's postpartum anxiety. I didn't realize the thoughts that I have, the things that I get a little obsessive and controlly about, and that's where it stems from. I didn't know that for me, it was going to manifest as me constantly Googling what she's doing and how to fix it, or how to get them to sleep better, or just obsessing over everything and
Mhm.
trying to be perfect. I didn't know that that's what it was. And I actually didn't know until maybe when I was trying to, like, get pregnant with Elson, or like talking about it later with people, when it really hit me, like, oh, that's what
Mhm.
that was.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
with Elson, I was much more aware, and
Yeah.
I did better, but I still really struggled with it. But I feel like I got help pretty quick. So, like, I got medication, I started doing therapy, things like that, that if I hadn't have kinda come to that realization after my first, I just
Mhm.
would have drowned again.
I feel like with social media and everyone like painting this picture of like perfection, um, like look
Yes.
at my kid in their neutral color clothes and they're so clean and I only feed my kids organic and
Mhm.
I have a great sleep schedule and there's all these questions like, what is your kids like? When do you get, how do you get them to go to bed? Or do they still suck on a binky? There's so much pressure out there. It's not even like direct pressure, it's like subliminal
Yeah.
pressure, which is
Yeah.
Yes.
also still equally damaging, I feel like.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
I also don't think people talk about enough. Like, yes, we have like postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, and it can be either parent that has this, obviously more so with the mom because there's like
Yes.
hormonal changes and stuff. But there I feel like, child resentment is also a thing that people have. They're like, where, yes, you wanted this baby, you wanted this extra human in your life, and you just felt like they needed to for whatever reason. You have a baby on accident, you have a baby on purpose, but then some people resent them because now they're taking the focus away from them, from their
Mhm.
spouse, and I think it's a thing.
Well, it's
It
hard
See,
happens.
when you're the
yeah.
center of attention for so long, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden You're
You're
not.
not.
I'm excited. I really am
Yeah.
excited, Bree, to see how you and like David transition into parents. I'm
I think
I
you're
so
was
gonna
gonna
be a
say
excited.
great pair.
I was gonna
Such a
say I
team.
really feel like we've been very good about communication since day one, which
God
God
bless.
bless a man who can communicate. Oh, hottest thing in this world. Let me tell
Literally,
you.
like, before or after your first date? No, before your first date. He
God.
communicated on a very key thing that was just so mature, and she was like,
I was like, this is the
Mhm.
hottest conversation I've
"This
ever had in my
See,
never
life.
would
I've
have
never
happened with
had
my
this before.
ex." And I was like,
Yes.
"Yeah, girl, that's
Well,
a
and
sign."
we just appreciate a mature man also. He's just
Yeah.
both of those things. So love him. Um, so we have been, I feel like, very open and honest from the get-go, even before getting pregnant, about kind of expectations,
Mhm.
especially for me, because I shocker, am the emotional one in our relationship. And he is much more my sweet stoic maintaining the status quo. And so I at least was very upfront about, look, I do not think I'm going to love this pregnancy thing. I think there'll be moments I appreciate, obviously. And
Yeah.
again, I am very, very blessed with the fact we didn't have a problem. She's doing great. Like, I am so, so grateful. I do not enjoy being pregnant. And I think that needs to be talked about more.
And that's okay.
And yes, and really, I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. I judge all you want, but I don't care. I do not think it is a beautiful transition for everyone. And if you have a beautiful one, God bless. Truthfully, at the very beginning, I said you might be getting one, sir, because I was not enjoying it. That first trimester was rough. Now that it's eased, he might get another if he's lucky. But
The amnesia, it comes quick, I tell you what.
well, and even like this trimester's just been kinder. And I'm like, okay, as long as I get this reprieve for a few months, I
Mhm,
think I'd be able to do it again at least once.
mhm,
I was just very honest about that. I mean, Kayla and I had conversations. She's like, I don't know that you're gonna love it. And I said, I won't. I just
mhm,
don't think I will. I'm very realistic about this. Like, if I do
mhm,
great, like truly, I'm not against enjoying being pregnant. I was just very realistic about it. I just
mhm,
knew all the body changes were going to be a lot mentally for me. I just feel like women are very hard on themselves about their bodies, like
mhm,
across the board. So I just feel like that's a bit of a mind fuck for everyone. And like I said, I'm not going to just be a cute little basketball bump. I'm putting on weight everywhere. I'm putting on more than I thought I would initially already. And I was like, here we go. So there's just a lot of mental shift there that I'm trying to
mm.
come to terms with. And like I said, my husband has given me a lot of grace, and there's been a few little breakdowns here and there where I'm like, I don't feel good. I don't feel pretty. I don't like how I feel. This
Mhm,
is garbage. When will I feel
mhm.
better? And he's been very kind.
Yeah,
But we are very realistic about it ahead of time. Like, I don't think I'll like this. I like the end results, but this 9 to 10 month situation,
yeah,
I don't know about it. So he was very much in that mindset, which I think helped a lot. And then I've been very honest about the after.
mhm,
I have been depressed before, and thankfully, it's one of those things my mom picked up on pretty quickly. And I did get the help I needed, and I didn't have to be in that for a really long time as a teenager. So, but even as an adult, now I kind of know what to look for as far as that goes, which helps a lot. And then again, me and my husband have had some conversations about it. I'm like, look, it's going to be rough that first couple of weeks. There's going to be a lot of hormones happening, and you are not going to know what to do with me. And honestly, you might just need to leave me be sometimes.
yeah. I
And
love
like,
that, though. Your guys' communication is going to take you so far. Like, I feel like you have
yes,
been so you're you're very
very
aware of
open.
yourself, but you're very,
Mhm.
Yes.
like you're aware of yourself and what your limitations might be,
Yeah.
and setting those expectations, just not it's the surprises that kill people. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like you're setting
Mhm.
yourself up very well.
Yeah.
Because if it's better than
Well,
that, then great. I mean, that's a
yes,
blessing.
but
But
I
if
want you to expect the worst, quite frankly,
yeah.
and, like, my favorite conversation, though, truly was me going, "'Kay, there's gonna come a moment where I probably need help, and you're just gonna need to tell my mom, and it's gonna need to come from her. Because if it comes from you might die, but if it comes from my mom, I'm just gonna cry and be like, 'You're right, mom, I need help.'" Like, I was like, "It's just no matter how you deliver that to me, it could be the most gentle, kind thing you have ever said in this world, and I might attack you."
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's
Go
just
ahead.
that
Go ahead.
heightened state and being in it together, I think makes it harder to receive that information from him. And me and my mom have a great relationship. And again, she's kind of helped me through it before. So I just
Mhm.
know if it comes to a point where my mom goes, "Hey," I will know before she says anything. I'll be like, "You right, mom. I need help. Help me.
Yep.
It's no,
I
it's
should go get
true.
help."
It's true
It's
because
just
Ariana,
different.
my oldest one, who gave me my grandbaby,
Yeah.
um, 3 years ago, almost 3 years
Mhm.
ago, 3 years ago. Anyway, so I told her husband, I'm like, look, I'm like, Ariana is going to have problems. I need you to look for anything that looks like she's on her way to depression or any like bad.
Mhm.
Just be aware. And if you can't talk her into it, call me. And he did.
Mhm.
He called me and I'd have to talk to her and then she'd break
Mm.
down and she's like, oh my God. Anyways, yes. Calling your
Mhm.
mom and receiving that news from her because they've been through
It's
it,
just
right? They know
different.
you.
Yes.
They've seen you struggle throughout life. And it's
Mhm.
just different when it comes from them versus the person who got you fucked up and pregnant in the first place. You don't want to hear that
Yes.
shit. You just sleeping over there with your useless fucking nipples. Leave me the hell alone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Y'all know that I threatened Kyle's life when Emery side story. My husband, I would be God bless him. Um, I breastfed. I was feeding my daughter. It was still pretty early on. I was so overtouched and I used to get these visceral feelings of just like, "Oh my god, I don't want to touch her. I wish that she was off me right now." And it never failed that it happened in the when I was doing her middle of the night feed. When I'm by myself, sitting in the
Mhm.
Mhm.
dark,
Mhm.
just like you just kind of like hate it, you know? Like, I'll be
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
honest. Like, I
Yeah.
don't wanna be touched right now. This is uncomfortable. And my husband likes to, sleep with a pillow over his head and under his head. He still actually does this now, but at that point, he hadn't started doing it yet. So in my rage-filled, "I can't believe I'm up in the middle of the night again, having to breastfeed because yeah, your useless fucking nipples," um, saw him covering his ears so that he wouldn't be woken up, and I saw red. Like,
Mhm.
so I told him the next day, I said, "If you do that again, I'm gonna murder you. Like 100%. I'm gonna murder you." Like, I told him, I said, "I am startled to tell you how much I saw red last night. Like,
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
irrationally
While while you were sleeping, I thought about snuffing you out the
Yes.
whole
Just
time.
I
let me
said,
just push
"I'm
this pillow
going
down a little bit
to
harder.
suffocate you with your pillow if you do that
Mhm.
again."
Mhm.
Murder.
Yeah.
Um, so the next night, he like is in the middle of sleep. Here we go. We're going through our actions again. And he like rolled over as he's sleeping, went to do it, put it on his head, and I whipped my head over. He didn't hear me, but in his sleep, he fully woke up, grabbed that pillow, and like threw it against the wall and looked at
'Cause he
me.
knew he was gonna die.
And I
He
just
knew.
stared at him. I was like, "Yep, that was a close call, bud. Smart.
Mhm.
You got it. You almost
You almost
died.
died.
You almost died."
You and your useless nipples almost got snuffed out, so
I was
so
gonna murder him. I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna murder him.
yeah. My
The
god.
irrational anger that you feel sometimes, like, during those just the hormone shifts and everything in those first few weeks is, like, honestly kind of startling. Like,
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
like, "Damn." I got really worked up about that. Another thing that really bothered me that I did not do my second time around, but first time around I did, um, I was uncomfortable nursing in front of people, and we were having people over to meet the baby
Mhm.
all day, every day for weeks on end. So every time she needed to feed, I would go in another room and
Mhm.
I would sit by myself and took a really long time to feed. I was still learning how to breastfeed at the time. And I could just
Yeah.
hear everyone downstairs laughing and talking. And I was
Mhm.
Yeah.
isolated by myself.
Yeah.
And so with my second, I was like, fuck that. Sorry. If you come into my
Yeah.
house, you're going to see a nipple, most likely. I'm not going to make myself uncomfortable and make my mental health worse to accommodate you in my own home.
Correct.
But that's a hard thing to do
Yes.
as a first-time mother and a young first-time mother at that point.
Yeah.
But I just got to the point with, like, didn't matter who was coming to my house. Like, "I'm sorry, I'm feeding my kid." Um, and no, I'm not gonna go sit by myself.
No.
Even at work, I wore Willows when I was pumping, and I would pump in the break room because obviously with covered, because they were
Yes.
like the Dolly
You were just
Parton
walking
or
around
whatever,
with
and it wasn't walking around, like, but looking like a fembot. No, because I hated that. That really contributed the first time around with M, having to go sit by myself in that other room to go pump and not have
Yep.
lunch with my coworkers and be able to laugh and have fun, whatever. The isolation you can feel in motherhood is so severe just in general without
Yeah.
these added little tiny things. But that takes time and experience and people
Yeah.
being real with you. I just feel like you know yourself so well, Bree, and
Mhm.
that's something that I admire about you is you know
Thanks.
yourself and you are setting yourself up for success in such a way whereas I have a tendency to internalize things and
Yeah.
fester until it becomes a problem. So I love
Yeah.
that your guys' communication and everything. I think you guys are just really setting yourself up in a really
Yeah.
great way.
I mean, I'm trying. Even like with my family, I feel like I've been very much setting expectations already for
Yeah.
even like delivery things. Like, we very much want that to just be an us thing. I mean,
Mhm.
plus my best friend who's a labor and delivery nurse gonna be my doula. But I've been very upfront very early on with my parents, like, hey, can you not be in the delivery room? Love my family so, so much. And I do not think they would be intense about it by any means. But it's just something I want to wait until after. Honestly, I want to wait till I'm home, quite frankly, depending on how things go. Obviously, if we're there for a little bit, like, yes, you can come visit. But I just wanted to set that expectation up ahead of time so my mom is not surprised by my wishes at all. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
gratefully, I just have parents that are very respectful of my wishes also, which helps
Yes.
immensely.
Mm.
But yeah, I've just been like very clearly laying out expectations with my husband, with
Yep.
my family.
But I mean, I feel like setting boundaries with your family is a very hard thing that never goes away when you have kids.
Yeah.
Um
Forever in life. Are you kidding me?
And every family has a different dynamic on both sides, whatever, involved, not
Yeah.
involved. All of those have come with their own hardships. And yeah, you really do have to kind of start early. And it can feel awkward. It can feel weird, but like you have to do it. Like, you have to be like, you're gonna be the parent, you have to make those boundaries, and you have to do what's right for you. Like,
Yeah.
"Hey, mom, you got cold sores. You can't kiss my baby when you got cold sores," you
Don't
know?
even kiss the other people's babies, even if you don't
No.
think you have an
Thank
outbreak.
you.
Don't
Thank
kiss
you.
them because they get sick, you guys.
So
They get
sick.
real sick. Don't do it.
I
And also,
am
don't get
already
mad at me
intense
for being
about
a
that
psycho
one.
about that because we deal with this at work. So yes, illness, I will be a little crazy about.
Yes. Already have had that conversation with, and again, my mom is super respectful. She
Yeah, she
was
is.
a very clean mom.
Yeah.
She was pretty good about germs, always taking us to the doctor, vaccinated, the whole nine. She was really
Yeah.
good about all of that. It's more the extended family.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma loves kissing on babies,
Mhm.
and she's just like really not conscientious of that stuff. And so I was like, Mom, that's going to be hard for me. I'm going to be real honest with you. If she tries to
Mhm.
do that, I don't know that she's going to like who I am in that moment. Like,
Yeah.
I
Well,
will be psycho
yeah.
because that's my baby and I will get protective and it's the NICU coming out. And
Mm-hmm.
so God bless my mom. She's already warning my sweet, sweet grandma. And she's like, look, she's a NICU nurse. She's going to want you to wash your hands. She's going to want you to use hand gel. She's not going to be okay with you kissing on her baby. Do not kiss on, like, my mom is already laying down the
Good.
groundwork because
Belinda's
my
the
mom tried to
best.
set those boundaries with her and she did. She like broke them. And so she's like, I'm starting this early for you because it always gave me such an ick. And I was like, yeah, Mom, the things you tell me really gross me out. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to be kind about it. I'm not about to be nice.
No.
Like, you're not ready. You're not ready for
No.
that. With my husband, because my husband does get cold sores, and I was like, you cannot be kissing on our baby. I am so sorry. Love you.
Yep.
Like, but
I
no.
mean, so many people in the world, it's such a high
Mm-hmm.
percentage. And most people I know, like my mom, doesn't even know when she was like, I probably got
Correct.
them from my parents when I was little because I've had them my whole life. And
And
they don't
to
even
be just
think it's like they
Mm-hmm.
go and
yes,
you're like, no, like you
don't
can't.
do it. Yes.
You
I
cannot. Don't
Don't
do it.
talked to my
do it.
husband
Hands,
about that.
feet, head. Don't kiss them because these go to here also.
Mhm. Yeah, no mouth contact, please. Yeah. Definitely have had that conversation already with my husband because I just know he's gonna want to just be like, "Mm, you're so cute." And I was like, sir, you can't even tell when you're about to get a cold sore. So
Yeah,
no.
that's my mom too. I was
I
like, you don't even know. Like,
He goes
mhm,
from, oh, so sorry I kissed you earlier. I now have this whopping, it came out of nowhere in this
mhm.
12-hour period. What do you mean? Sir, rude. And he was like, I didn't know. And I was like, how? I do not understand how you did not know. Gross. So yeah, I'm
So
already
funny.
intense about that with my sweet husband. So you can only imagine extended family. How's
I
that
love it.
gonna be?
Like I
Ah!
said, I appreciate the boundaries.
Yeah, very
So
into it.
what is it? We were talking about breastfeeding,
Oh.
and like changes with our bodies and stuff like that. And you said that you
Ugh.
went from the itty bitty titty community to the now endowed community.
Mhm.
When I was pregnant with my first child, first and second, I was leaking before I had them. Like I
Mhm.
didn't know anything about breast pads, and no one talked to me about this shit. So I cut regular pads
Mhm.
and stuck them in my bra,
Smart.
and
Oh,
it would
I
seep
Inventive.
bet that
out.
works better.
No, because it didn't have like a protective border. It came out seeping
Oh,
up
so it
over the
Oh.
top
leaked
of it.
out.
So then it would just be these big bulgy. So much milk was coming out of me. I don't even know what happened or why. But then I started wearing like windbreakers to cover it up because I couldn't even wear like
Oh.
regular cotton shirts because it would just soak through.
Yeah.
And then, and
No.
girl, just buy those breast
Damn,
pads
girl.
early just in case. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing to be at work and then you have a perfect circle around your areola from.
Oh yeah, you got
Yeah.
all those babies crying around you at work.
I know.
It's so weird how some people they don't like get that. They don't have like that letdown whenever they hear other babies cry, and they only
Yeah.
get the letdown when they're being latched onto.
Mhm.
You're like,
I could
don't know
like
that life.
sniff a baby a mile away and be like, "Oh shit, it's coming out of me right now."
I
I
could
soaked
go
up.
either way. I it didn't happen all the time at work, but just really
Random.
randomly
Yeah.
at work, which
No.
you would think with how much I was an overproducer that I would be
I
leaking
would think
all the freaking time, but I really wasn't. It all just kind of stayed in. But the second that the letdown happened, then
Squirts
that was like
everywhere.
my cork. And once the cork came out, aggressive letdown, aggressive drowning my children, just aggressive.
And it doesn't come
Be
out of like
ready.
one tiny hole like in your brain thinks it does. No, it comes out of like
Like
multiple
8.
holes. And it's just like everywhere.
Like a
a
torpedo.
broken shower head. Like a broken
Yeah.
congested shower head. And it just comes out. It's aggressive.
I was
terrible.
just having this conversation with one of my good friends because her sister is an overproducer like I was. She was not, and her and I both had babies at the same time. So I was over here pumping 12 plus ounces every time I pumped, which was not often. Don't worry, I was not over pumping. Never wanted to. And she was struggling to get a few ounces. And so she'd always be like, "You're so lucky." And that's one of the things that I always like. It's a catch-22. Is it a blessing that you're making enough milk enough milk for your child? Absolutely. But it comes with struggles too of I drowned my kids every time I fed them. I was constantly in pain, more susceptible to mastitis, all these things. So it's funny, like even if you're overproducer or an underproducer, it's stressful like no matter what.
But you know what breast pads are good for?
So
Not
big
just
and
for
then so
catching
little.
milk. Yeah. They're not just good for catching milk. If you're ever incontinent from sneezing,
Mm.
you can lend them to a friend and be like, here's a pad for your vagina. Because, sometimes it leaks after you have children. You can't even go on a
Yeah.
trampoline. You can't even look at a trampoline anymore. Or do a jumping jack. Sneezing? Fuck that. That's not even a thing
peeing,
anymore.
not from your vagina, though.
From
Yeah,
your
but I mean, it's
urethra.
still goes in.
It works
Comes
really
from
well.
both. That's a good goal.
I mean, yeah.
See, guys, mom's got to stick together.
Oh, for sure.
Mhm.
You got to have someone that you can text and be like, I want to murder my children right now. I'm irrationally upset. Or, hey, I'm having a bad day and I think I'm the worst mom ever. I just told my kid to get the hell away from me or whatever. You have to have someone you can text about that. And then the other way, you have to have someone that you can send sweet messages. Like, look how cute my perfect little angel is,
Yes.
For the bipolar mother mood swings. You got to have your people.
I volunteer. Luckily, you have Carrie who will be with you through all of your laboring because she is, like you said, an L&D nurse. So it's really helpful that she'll be your doula. And she can prepare you for all the shit. I'm sure she's seen so many things.
Yeah.
That she just has an abundance of information. I think one of the more important things to have with you after delivery are those really ugly underwears.
Yes.
Do it.
I loved mine. Everyone's like, these are so gross. I was like, I'm living for these.
They're so comfortable.
Have
the giant
no qualms. No qualms. I've talked to David about that already. I said I will be at my most sexy right after this delivery. Let me tell you, my titties will be out feeding our baby. I will be wearing the giantest underwear and giantest pad you've ever seen in your whole life. And I won't give a fuck, quite frankly. And you can't give a fuck either because I give you this beautiful little girl.
Yep.
So,
and you can't touch me for at least 6 weeks.
God, no. I
No.
can't even. The thought of that just sounds horrible. Like delivering a baby and then trying to do any sort of funny business. No thanks.
When you have her, me and V are just gonna be like looking at the board, just like, oh, do you need NICU down? Oh, you need NICU? Oh, you
is there
need
meconium? Do you say meconium?
No, we never said meconium, ma'am. Oh, I think you said
I'm
meconium.
coming.
Oh, sorry. We're out of RT, so it's gonna have to be a nurse situation. We just like walked in.
Yeah.
Hi, Kayla with NICU here. Veronica with NICU.
I need to see the baby. It needs to come over here actually immediately.
Bring
Thank
her
you.
to
Bring
me.
your baby.
She's breathing completely fine. No, we need her.
I need to skin her. Hold on. Let me.
I will die. Oh my god.
I can't skin a baby straight out of your vagina. She has to be bathed first.
Girl, I don't even want to thresh out. Like, can we wipe her down a little? Like, I mean, obviously, yes, I'm not trying to
Not
wipe
for the
everything off
freshie.
her, but I don't need her covered in all my juice. Ugh. No, wipe her down a little, then you can stick her on me. But I don't need her I don't know. I need something here as a barrier first. Let's wipe her down a little, and then sure, you can put her on me. I don't know. I've seen some nasty things. I'm just like, not about that.
Especially if
Yeah.
there was meconium.
That's what I'm saying. You know how many
preference
meconium
is
babies?
to wipe them
Ugh.
down first. You don't have to bathe them. Just
Yes.
wipe them down a little
Yes.
bit.
Okay. Yeah, but
Yes.
sometimes your kids don't give you a fucking choice, guys. Elson came
And they
out,
shit on you.
went on me, and the first thing he did was shit on me as soon as they put him on top of me. I was
But
like,
he's like, I have a gift for you.
yeah.
Here you go.
I was like, you know
God.
what, bud? Thank you for not doing it before now. Honestly.
I mean, that's true. But like, was it super hard to get off of you? Because I know how hard it is to get off of a
No,
baby's
it's different.
ass.
It's different when they
It's
first.
not.
No, I feel like every
It
time
comes
that
off of you.
It wasn't
comes
me
off.
getting it off of me. It was a
Well,
nurse, like,
they get
That's
like a
valid.
scrubbing me down, you know? I was
they don't
focused
have to
on
be
him.
gentle on you as they
Yeah.
do with, especially if you get an epidural. You can't feel them wiping that shit off of you anyway.
No.
That's true.
But
True,
also,
true.
your vagina hurts so bad that even if you didn't have an
You're
epidural,
not thinking about the fact they're shitting on you.
I mean, you might still think about the fact, but the wiping part doesn't matter. I think you're going to be an excellent pusher because you had like really nice abs, girl. I seen
Not
them.
anymore.
They're
Not
still under there.
anymore.
They're still there.
I mean, I know they're there, but I would like to say
We'll
this is where
practice.
I've
We'll
tried
practice
to
our
give
J
myself a lot.
breathing.
What? What was
Your
that?
J breathing. You breathe from up here and then you picture it going
Bring it down.
down through your butt like a J.
I don't know.
Never
I feel
even
like
thought of that. I've never heard that
as
before.
It's called J breathing. Oh yeah, I was a real dumb pusher with my first, much better with my second. Real dumb with my first.
Oh my gosh.
You guys
Wait,
would
did
have
you have an epidural both
hated
of
if you
them?
were there. Yeah. I was pushing
Yeah.
with my face with Emery.
Yeah. Yeah,
Going,
I know that's a thing.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
You
Anyone
have
out
Carrie.
there,
She'll fix
don't do
you
that.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll like
Lucky
look at you and be
girl.
like, don't do that with your face.
But I also feel like because Carrie's going to be there, she's going to see that and be
Mhm.
very
Yeah.
I feel like she would alone if my nurse and or midwife isn't being constructive enough. She's going to be like, "Girl, ineffective pushing. We've got to wrangle
Yeah.
this in a
Mhm.
little bit." Like
Love
I
that.
just feel like she's going to be really good about that, which is why I'm having her there cuz again, my husband's good. He will definitely advocate for me. Thank God, he is the confrontational one in this
Mhm.
relationship, even though I'm the more emotional one. So I know he will take my wishes to heart, but I just know Carrie will know when I'm not doing it well. You know,
Yeah.
she'll know when I'm not pushing well.
Don't
And
waste your
like
energy.
they'll just
Yeah.
yeah, and there'll just come a time, I'm sure, because that first one never comes fast. Or at least not usually. That homie's gonna be exhausted. He's not gonna know left from right. He's just gonna be like waiting for this baby.
Mm-hmm.
And Carrie's still gonna be like in it with me, like, girl,
Mhm.
you still need some ice chips. Yeah, girl, he's useless to me right now. Yes, I need some fucking ice chip. Like,
Where's my
love him dearly.
chapstick? Where's my blue sticks?
Yeah, bitch, where's my chapstick? I am parched and my lips are parched. Girl, I'm hot. She's like, got that washcloth ready. Here you go. Let's cool you off. I just
Mhm.
know she'll be so on top of that. And as much as my husband tries to do those things for me,
Yeah.
I just know it'll come to a point where he's gonna be like, "You want another one? I just got you one." Yeah, I want another one.
I don't know. I think you'll be surprised. I thought Kyle would be like that, but he was like in the freaking zone. He was like a
Good for
machine. I
him.
I could see
Well, and
David
that's
being
what
like
I
that.
hope. I can see him being a machine. Again, depending on how long it goes. I really
Yeah.
feel like that plays a part.
He's gonna be
And
very
then
focused on you.
yeah, I think that as much as my husband will try to like do counter pressure and shit like that, I just don't know that he's gonna do great at that.
Are you
I
doing
just
a birth
don't
class at all?
I mean, we need to, yes. Cause again, like I want him to know what's up and know how to be more helpful in those moments, even if we
Mhm.
have an additional person. But God forbid, like she can't make it. Like shit happens. I
Mhm.
still need to make sure he halfway knows what the fuck is up.
Mhm.
But I just think, man, that man can't give a massage to save his life. How the fuck is he gonna counter pressure when I'm in the thick of it? I'm gonna be like, what are you doing? Get away from me. You're useless. Love
Do
you.
you
Get
think he'd
away.
be good at massaging the perineum area well?
I'm sure he would happily do that for me if I asked. I don't know if it would. I don't know. I don't know if he's good at it. I mean, he would try, but
He'd be like,
Um,
okay.
are you This is probably way too TMI. Are you gonna, you know how some people have them
No!
shave you? Are you gonna have him
Oh.
oh
shave you
god,
before?
no! That bitch would probably cut me on
That's
accident, and then
how
I'd get
I
mad.
feel. But
What?
I've
What's
talked to
shaving?
so many people shaving your downstairs business.
Downstairs.
But
So
like, I'm sorry. I would be scared. I'd be like, you're gonna cut my business all up, and then my business is gonna get businessed, and it's not gonna be
Yeah.
good. Yeah. And also just try to visualize that for like a second.
I have tried to picture that just out of just because it's comedic to me. I wouldn't because again, I'd be too nervous. Um but I have tried to visualize that and it is very comical in my brain and the whole time he'd probably cut me cuz I'd just be hysterically laughing the whole time. Dude, you can't. It's too much. I give up. Never mind.
Um,
I'm going to be a hairy bitch. It's fine.
Don't-
Oh my god, he's so funny though cuz it was clearly a slower night at work yesterday. And he was like, "So, the nursery. What is your thoughts on the layout of this nursery? Where do you want to put the furniture? What furniture do we need? How exactly do you want to decorate? How far into this theme are we go?" I was like,
Oh, that's
"Sir,
more
who
involved
are
than the
you?"
I
wedding.
appreciate that.
Ish, right? It's because he knows I'm slack-a-lackin' in general. And I'm sorry, that's just a phrase. I'm surprised you've never heard me say that. Um, and so he's just like, okay, well, because he has like time off at the end of May. He was like, you know what? I think then we should start rearranging already because I know you want to paint and we got to do. I was like, hello, who are you? He's so excited. It very much shows in his level of wanting to do things already.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
meanwhile, I'm still over here at like, eventually we'll get around to it.
When I
Love
feel
it.
better.
Never, because I'll never feel good. It's
Yeah.
fine.
No.
Um, but yeah, he's very excited. So we already have our little
I see
collection
it. I
going.
know. It's
I know.
peeping
Well,
at
and
it.
he was just like, "How intense are we going?" And I said, "Not intense. I don't need it to look like Disney freaking Lilo and Stitch threw up in here." I said, "I want like little elements and some little duckies and otherwise pretty neutral. I'm not trying to throw up Disney in here. That is not
Mhm.
my goal." And he was like, "Oh, okay."
He's like, damn
Oh,
it. I
like
had this whole
He wanted a
outfit.
full send.
no, no, it was just like he's like, "I'm glad I have not started buying things yet." And I was like, "What were you gonna buy? Like what? What are you
Disney.
what are you envisioning?" I was like, "Was there something in particular you were already looking at?" He's like, "No,
Yes.
but you
I
know,
like how
when
he
you
was
tell
gonna design it too.
He was
when
Girl, yeah.
I
looking at the same
Kyle would have done that, I would have
version
murdered
of the
him.
Fly Lounge. What's that?
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
He's looking at a little baby version of the one that you got so that you guys can be matching.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just so funny because I really do have a very not specific, but kind of specific vision in mind for the room.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, what are you picturing?
Yeah.
I guess we should get on the same page here, bud, before you go
Yeah.
rogue and I'm nervous. And so he's on the same page. He was really fine. He was just like, I think he also just didn't realize how much stuff we already have. Cause
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, he's already gotten me stuff over the years. I'm
Mhm.
looking at my little Stitch globe up here and like we have cute little posters. And I was like, I think we probably have more than enough already. I was like, there
Mhm.
might be like one or two things otherwise, but like, I'm not trying to be intense about it. Like that is
Mhm.
not my goal here. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be a cute added element to the room, not like, oh my god, you guys are obsessed. So that was a fun little combo to have, but he's very excited to get that going.
I love it.
Oh, I do
I know he's
too.
cute. I just feel like he's so much more on top of things than I am through this whole pregnancy.
Girl, you grew a vital organ today. Remind
Damn straight
yourself
I
of
did.
that. You know?
Mhm.
Damn straight I
Mhm.
did. But
Let this
yeah,
be his
man.
way to contribute or whatever, like, you doing your thing.
Honestly, I appreciate a little break. I'm not mad at it by
Yeah.
any means. But yeah, he already wants to go look at paint swatches this week. So here
Oh
we
my
are.
gosh, I'm so excited.
I know. I really am excited to like get the room in order. Clearly, it is not currently remotely a nursery in here. So I am excited to get that
Wait, so
going. But
where's all this going then if that's the nursery?
I know there's gonna be a change of scenery for me. Downstairs in his little our
Yes,
his
in
and
his
hers
man
living
room.
rooms.
Mhm.
Yes, in his little living room. We're
Mhm.
gonna, I think, rearrange it a little and set me up a little spot in there. Nothing too crazy. I mean, I don't know that I have this fun little background anymore, but
It's
it'll be
okay.
a, you know.
Who cares?
Mine is like half my husband, half me. So
That's okay.
Perfect. It's perfect.
But I mean, I'll probably have a TV in my background. Like it'll be a little bit of everything. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
especially because it's mainly his living room, so his decorum is predominantly in there. So
Yeah.
it'll definitely be a little different than. I
Mhm.
mean, you can still even see some of his stuff here, but yeah,
It's fine.
yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. That's it for today. We want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. We hope that you
Mhm.
enjoyed our little surprise episode and getting a little sneak peek into our real lives and what's has happened in the past, what we're looking forward to. We'll be releasing the next podcast episode in 2 weeks from today, covering Bride, and we finished it already. And we have thoughts. Very positive thoughts for me, at least. Anyways, it's written by Allie Hazelwood on May 24th. Also, if you like what you hear, then please share it with your friends. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all major streaming platforms. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, book besties.
bye.
Bye.